Hi everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I just wanted to show you kind of a cool thing. Wanted to show you something. So these papers right here are all papers that sit over there. And I draw from these papers when I'm making something. If they're small pieces, they go in my paper scrap box. But if not, then they sit over there as full sheets. And what I have in here a lot of is like paper that come out of a scrap paper pad that I won't use. So I'm always looking for ways to use those up. Well, I had this idea. Natasha from Treasure Books was making some ephemera. And she made, oh, I left all these on here. And she made these little pockets, okay? They're a little pocket. You can put little pieces of ephemera, elements in here. Like I just pulled some out of my drawer so you could see some of the different things you could put in there, okay? And it's got both sides. And you can slip these in a pocket if you want or whatever, but let me show you. I have a let me show you if I have a journal page. Just a minute. So I have journals over here that I started, but like say this is a signature, so you could take this and stick it right in your signature like this, okay? And then you'd have a little pocket here, a little pocket here. You could leave it loose, so you'd have writing space here, okay? And then when you flip it over, you have the same thing on the other side. Or if you wanted, I haven't really embellished this much. It's something that you could do. You could tuck. If you wanted to just tuck it. You could put it in a belly band. You could put it in a pocket. Whatever you wanted to do with it. But the point of this video is to show you how to make this, which is really easy. That's fine. And Natasha shows us how to make that. But I wanted to show you the papers. And a cool idea for using up papers. So these papers here were papers that were in that pile over there. So I'm going to put this aside. Were papers that were in that pile over there. And I think when I flipped through, you probably saw a couple of these. Okay. And I just wouldn't use them for anything that I can think of other than collage, okay? So I happened to purchase Louisa Heinzel's Color Pendiums, her whole system. She gives you everything that you need, these and that, to make this book. Other than the cover, you have to actually put it together. But she gives you the cover, she gives you all these pages, she gives you all of these tabs, and they're all free, okay? But then the idea is you purchase the papers that she has designed in there, okay? And she's got them by color families. So I went ahead and purchased the whole system because she's one of my favorite designers. And I put together this book. Like all this fabric is my choices, okay? But I use this all the time. I can't tell you, probably 1 or 2 times a day when I'm crafting, I am referring to this and printing something out. So what I wanted to show you was, the cool thing is, the paper that I print on, usually I use a 32-pound matte paper, HP, because I have an HP printer. And I printed all of these out on the same finish. The HP, it's a 60-pound cardstock, but it has the same finish as the 32-pound. So I know that if I look through here and I see a paper that I like, let's say, if I see like I like this paper, I know that when I print it out, the colors are going to be just like this. So with that in mind, and you could do this process with any digitals that you have, any, okay? But I happen to use this for this project. So I took this piece of paper and I said, okay, so we need to go to the like pinks, right? And I need to find something that I could print on the back of this, okay? And so there were all these different pink colors, but I wanted the right shade. So anyways, this, I'm trying to, let's see, it's one of these that I printed out. Trying to look for it, which one it is. I just held it up to the book and tried to decide which, I mean, she's got textures, she's got everything in here. Look at these. She has these colors as well. So anyways, I thought I could pick it out, but I think this is bigger than, it shows bigger than the print. Like these are square and this is rectangular, so I'm not sure that I can show you the exact one that I used. But it was one of these in the front. Anyway, so that's what I printed on the back. This one, I looked at it and I said, well, I probably need to go to the rust and orangey colors, right? So, but it had some pink in it. So let's go back to the rose. Let's see. And oh, that's this one here. Okay. Right here. But look how that really matches good because it has the orange and the pink. Let's look at this one. Okay, this is in the rust. And I don't know if it's this one, 42. Might be 42. Let me see. And remember, these are bigger than the samples. Might be 42 or 47. It's one of these. I think it's 42 or 47. Oh no, it's 44. Okay. So it's one of these textured ones, but look how it matches. And so I did the same with this one, and I think I used ink stained denim for this one because of the shade of the blue. And it was one that had circles. She did, most of the circles are in the back of the pages, like these. It was lighter than that. Did I do Boardwalk? No, I didn't do Boardwalk Patina. I'm trying to think. I just went through and was looking for the colors that I thought matched the best, the shades. Yeah, this is an ink stained denim. So it's one of these. And it's like when I pull it up on my screen too, it looks different. It's, you know, probably one of, it might even be this one here, 69. But anyways, point being, if you hold this up to any of these, you can see which ones match the best. So anyways, so I printed on the back and I think that would look good. And then the last piece was, this was actually a digital, and I'm not sure whose digital it was. But I ended up using the Chocolate Tiramisu shades, and it's a I want to think it's this one here. Chalk Tea 38. Let me see if there's another one that's a little bit darker. If not, I'm sure it's that one. She has these in here by texture, kind of. So I'm pretty sure it's this here, Chalk Tea 38. And look at that. It matches perfect. So that gives us double-sided, which is going to give us, this was a digital that I had from Cheryl Francis Art. And I looked for a backing, and I ended up using the splatters in here. So let me see. It looks like, see these two look like this right here? Like, yep. And this one looks like this. This one looks like this. So I used this one on the back of this. And that's what gave us the splatters in there. So I just wanted to show you that you can take a digital that you have and print it on paper that you would not normally use, or that you have printed out. Like this one is definitely a paper I would use anyways, but it was already printed single-sided because I used the set for a project, but I didn't use this sheet. So I just took it in and then printed a textured sheet on the back. If I had a different digital, I could print a different digital on the back if I wanted. But I just wanted to kind of show you that and tell you how much I love the Color Pendium. So I'm going to show you what Natasha showed, and she showed that you can make this out of any square piece of paper. You can make it out of 12 by 12, 10 by 10, 8 by 8, 9 by 9, whatever you have, okay? But these are 8.5 by 11, and for some reason, I'm trying to think my sample book. For some reason, I thought, oh, then I had to make an 8 by 8, okay? So this one I made, this is the extra pieces of paper. I made on an 8 by 8, but then it hit me. The paper's 8.5, so I can make it 8.5 by 8.5, right? Duh, Tommy. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and make one. That's what we're going to do. So how Natasha showed you, I'm going to just pull, put these aside. So what Natasha showed you is we need to cut this to a square. So I'm going to make it 8.5, of course. Again, learning curve on my new cutter. It's going to take me a couple months, I think, to get used to this, but I'm loving it. So here's the extra piece that we'll have left over. And then what she showed was you need to find the center. So she just marked it like that. There's a little line right there. And you can actually take a pencil and make a mark on that line right there. And then you want to go this way and do the same thing. So then you would make a line right there. And here's where it crosses. There's your center right here. So then you want to fold your pieces not quite to the center. Just shy of the center. Okay, so we folded these just to the center. Now these, we want to fold the opposite direction. But let me show you what I did. I folded it in because at this point now I can see, and this is not going to be exact. It's not rocket science. But I just folded it in like this so that I could see my corners. Okay, then you can fold them back because you already have a fold line. Okay, so then you end up with a piece like this. And then at that point, you just have to decide, do you want this to be on the outside? And this be your inside? Or do you want this to be on the outside and this to be on your inside? So that's really up to you, which you prefer to have. And then you'll just fold it accordingly. These two pieces, she rounded the corners. I'm going to use my 1/2 inch corner round. And there you go. There's your piece. How easy is that? And then if you're a distresser, you can distress around the edges. What Natasha did is she totally opened it up. And we want to erase where I drew all over it here. So she just opened it all the way up. She took her distress ink, which I need to fill this vintage photo with, and she just inked all around the outside. On both sides. And then you'll see, you can ink all around the different fold lines. And you don't have to distress if you're not an inker. And I think at one point Natasha took a couple of them and she sewed all the way around the outside. And I thought, I have some gray thread in my machine, so I don't know if it would show up. But I thought when I was done, I would try to remember to sew one so you could see what that looks like. And because you've sewn or you've distressed all around the outside, then you've got all these edges when you fold it, and then I just go back and do this on this part. And again, you don't have to do that if you don't want. But there you go. How cool is that? So let's try another one. So this was my sample one, and this is the one that we made. That's the orange one. Let's try this. Oh. Let's try this pink one. Okay, so we're gonna cut it to 8.5 square. You could do 6 by 6. You could do whatever size you want. She showed in her video, she showed like 8 different things that you can do with papers. and the thing is, when I was watching the video, all I could think of was using, printing on the back of the paper. In my head, that's all I could think of. So I thought, oh my gosh, I want to show you guys that. There. This piece of paper was already folded. We're going to see how this turns out. I must have had it in a page. Oh, here we go. So here's our center right here. So we're going to fold these in. Then we'll fold these in. Like I said, she folded them to the outside, but I just found it's a lot easier for me to just fold them in and then fold them back. just my opinion. Like this. Like this. And then here's where you need to make your decision. You can fold it like this. Okay. Or or you can fold it like this. And I kind of like it like this. And then we want to go ahead and, if this is going to be the inside, we're going to round those corners. I probably should have picked a not so bright paper, but I got so excited. So let's go ahead and open it back up. Distress all around the outside. I think if I had done not so bright in here, I probably wouldn't have even had to distress, but I'm thinking that this distressing is going to make a difference because that's such a bright color in there. But this is a cute kind of mass make. You could cut all your pieces and then fold them all and then unfold and distress them all. And just, you don't decorate them, like I'm not decorating anything. Okay, so then we've got them like this, and now we want to fold them in. And then do our edges here. Edge here. And the same on the outside. Our edge here. And our edge here. And you can pick which folds you want to accentuate, whatever. Okay, so basically, there we go. So there's your piece. Let me stick a couple of things in here. I was stamping yesterday and that, so I have a lot of little pieces of things, but oh, look at here. We got a little chicken. Isn't that cute? You can also, if you want to turn it the other way, you could round your corners. Okay, and then you would have it like this, And if you did it this way, oops, trying to think. Okay, so if this is inside, this would go like this. Okay. Which is pretty, and then the inside would be good for writing. Okay, so there you go. There's our piece. I'm going to turn it back around because I have the corners rounded. You could probably round all the corners, actually. Okay, voila. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, I think we could do one more, and then I will take one over and sew it. Let's do this one. This one kind of looks interesting. Okay, so let's cut this one down to 8.5. Again, the biggest point I wanted to make with this video was how you can take one-sided printed papers and print a digital or something on the other side and create two-sided piece of paper that you can use to make your ephemera. And hence, then you're using, oh, I did 8. I think I did 8. Ha, let me see. I did. So we need to cut 1/2 inch off this. as I was talking, trying to do it and talk. Okay. Trying to make a cross right there, so I know where my center is. Well, this is pretty paper, huh? And then again, you just need to decide which you want to be your inside and which you want to be your outside. So if you turn these around, okay, and you can make this, excuse me, make this, okay, because this looks like you could write on that, so I would probably make it like this. And they don't come out perfect. I mean, there's nothing perfect about it. I mean, I guess you could make them perfect, but my corners aren't exactly perfect, right? But it looks good. And then these we want to round. Whatever ones you decide to be your inside, we're going to round. Okay, and then you want to distress. So let's go ahead and distress. Like I said, you can use any, if you have a paper already printed and you just need to print a back side, go through your digitals and see what background papers you have and choose one of them that matches. It only has to match somewhat, you know, because you want it to be, you know, you don't want it to be too the same. You want it to be contrasting so you notice it when you fold it. I just, the color pendium for me is invaluable right now. It makes it very easy. I actually keep the book out by my computer, which is not here in the craft room. And then I take papers out there and I use the book to match up colors and decide what I'm going to print. I don't even keep that book in here in my craft room. Look how fast these go. I mean, you could sit and watch other videos and do this, really. Watch a good movie. I watch other videos in here. I just have my iPad sitting right over there. And I watch other people's videos. And get my inspiration. Okay, so this is what we have. This cute little pocket. Right? So we could just fill it with fun stuff, right? Let's see, let's put a little, oh, let's put a little squirrel in there. How cute is that? Good idea for I gotta make my niece a journal for her new baby coming up, and this would be a cute little pocket for that, wouldn't it? Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these, because I may change my thread in my sewing machine, but I have gray thread in there, so it's a light gray. So I don't know if it'll show up, but I'm going to go over to my sewing machine. I'm going to put you on pause, go over to my sewing machine, sew around one of these, and show you what it looks like when it's sewn. And when you sew it, you totally open it up and just sew right around the outside. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I kind of put some stuff in some pockets. I wanted to show you the ones that I sewed around. So if you take this apart, you'll see that I did just a plain stitch all the way around it. That's all I did, stitched all the way around. I did change my thread to black just so it would show up for you. And then I just put a couple pieces in here to show you how it would look if you fill it up. And remember, you would fill both sides, and then this side you can journal on, whatever you want, okay? And then this one I did, like, I don't know, I call it the heartbeat stitch, I don't know, all the way around it, okay? Put a couple pieces, tucked a couple pieces in here in the pocket. How cute are those? And then these two are not sewn. So you can see how those look. Really cute. And then this one is the original that I did, the sample one I did for you. And then I just pulled this out of my drawer over there, and this is one of the tags that I was making yesterday. So anyways, that's our video for today, and I hope I gave you some good ideas. And I will continue on. I saw a couple of other things that Natasha did that I would like to attempt to kind of mass make. This is just 4, but I'll probably continue today because I have these other papers right here that I definitely want to complete as well. And then I'll have like 6 or 8 pockets in my ephemera pile. I'm excited. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my subscribers, past, present, and future. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And I've been trying to mention in my videos, and a lot of people have said that they already do this, but when you turn on a video, a creator's video, if you just hit the like button right off the bat before you start watching, then you don't forget at the end, if you did like it, you don't forget at the end and move on, which is something I used to do. I just opened a video, watched it, enjoyed it, moved on. And I forgot to hit the like button, which shows them that you support them and their channel and that you enjoy their content. So if you could do that when you first come into a video, we would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.